Hey gang, Will here from the Ashland Fly Shop with a fishing report for you for the middle of June. And man, it has just been beautiful, absolutely beautiful spring weather for us lately. And lots of great fishing out there. So we're just going to hop right into to the Rogue River. Well, as we are on the back end of the salmon fly hatch here, it's just been remarkable this year. It's really just exceeded our expectations. The hatch itself, the fishing, it's just been phenomenal. I'd have to say it's one of the best seasons that I can remember, which is just great. We've had good flows throughout the whole thing. We're still at about 2,000 coming out of the dam now, I think, which has just been great, whether you're drifting the river or walking into the holy water or walking in on some of the few upper Rogue spots. Just been very, very good conditions. I think the weather's cooperated beautifully. We've had a couple cool downs. We've had some warm days. We've had some cool days. Been beautiful. It hasn't been, full tilt heat. It hasn't been, lots of storms or lengthy storms, that we can sometimes get, these 2-3 day periods of rain. But we've just been great. I don't know what else to say about it. A lot of good fishing, a lot of people out there having success, and still kind of continuing on. So the holy water section is kind of the last section where we see the bugs there as they sort of migrate upstream, and fishing's been good. It's been solid. It's been a little bit mixed here and there with some reports, but the people that that we know and they get up there quite a bit, they're having really good success. Now, time to start coming away from certain patterns. Possibly we see the chubby Chernobyls maybe getting refused a little bit more. Time to start a little bit more stealthy kind of tactics. We're going to see less bugs on the water. You want a little bit more, possibly a little bit longer leader at this point. Things like that. But still a lot of good fishing to be had. I'd say it's got another several days, maybe a full week, possibly. Hard to say, but once that starts winding down, it winds down pretty quickly. But that is still a very good bet up there. Just as recently as a couple days ago, our guides were having really good success drifting the river. Again, much less bugs on the river there, but again, those fish really know what those are, and so they're still really looking for them. So still just kind of full steam ahead, pretty much up there on the fishing. But like I said, like on the backside. So and then beyond that, we're looking for early summer steelhead up there. So we're going to start poking around for early summer fish. I think there's about 50 or 60 up at the hatchery by now, so obviously it's quite early, but we like to get started early looking for steelhead up there. So we'll keep you in tuned on that. Of course, call the shop and we'll give you the most current update we can on that hatch and where it's at on the upper Rogue. Klamath River kind of finally popped down there, got to good flows, and we heard some really good fishing down there happening. Bugs are out. Again, just really kind of a sleeper and hard to kind of put our finger on when that's really happening down there. But I'd say with the weather, with the cooler weather, it's got another good week down there. Typically by this time it can be pretty warm, but I'd say it's probably got another good week down there. So the Klamath would be on my list of good bets for sure. That upper stretch from Iron Gate Dam down to Klamath on Bridge, that would be a good float to do right now. Fishing salmon flies, golden stones, and swinging some streamer patterns, that would be a good bet in there. So the upper Klamath, again, like I said, the flows have come down nicely, and that's a good place to go. We've heard of some very nice fishing down there lately. Stillwater fishing in the region, really hanging on. Some very good fishing happening. I'm probably hearing most about Diamond Lake, and that's been quite good. A lot of good fishing up there on Diamond Lake for stillwater fishing. Again, with the cooler weather, it's just kind of kept the lake in really good shape, and lots of different tactics up there, kind of pulling streamers, little leech patterns and stuff, chironomid fishing, things like that. But that south end of the lake has been fishing quite well up there. Klamath Lake, haven't heard quite as much there. Probably start hearing a little bit more about it now as we get into the kind of warmer weather. But that is a very good bet too right now. I think that should be starting to fish really well. over there. So your Stillwater Lakes, Howard Prairie, Hyatt, our high mountain lakes right here, probably falling off a bit at this point and kind of turning into the kind of micro bass fisheries that they are in the summertime. As the water warms up, we're just seeing more kind of smaller bass and things like that, you know, which is a lot of fun for the kids and stuff. But, you know, we're kind of coming out of that early phase where we're seeing some really nice holdover trout being caught, but still worth poking around if you wanted to do that. Williamson River, again, it's a little bit early. A little bit early for the Williamson. Typically we think of it more as we get into the warmer months, but have seen a couple really nice fish come out of there. A lot less pressure this time of year, so if you want kind of a nice quiet float looking for some pretty big fish, the Williamson would be a nice place to go right now. And check that out, in that lower section where you can drift through and fish out of the boat would be a pretty good bet. It'd be fun to go and poke around there early season before you see a lot of people, but there's some very, very high quality fish in there. Early fish can be really clean. A lot of them have been in the river for a while, so they can be a really nice clean fish at this time of year. But that heats up a little bit more as the weather heats up, as we get more into that July period of time. So that's what we're seeing over there. Northern California is just game on. It's just time to be down there. You know, middle of June can't get any better. If you threw a dart at a dartboard, it's where you'd want to be. So Upper Sacramento, I think flows are all down and where you want to see them. Probably maybe coming out of some of the really kind of mixed early hatches and just more into more stable kind of PMDs and stuff like that. I would imagine on the McLeod you're seeing golden stones, a real mix of bugs down there still, you know, some golden stones, probably some golden stones mix on the Upper Sacramento. Salmon flies are probably wrapped up on Hat Creek at this point, and getting into, you know, more mayfly hatches and stuff like that. But anywhere in that corridor, Upper Sac, McLeod, Pitt River, Hat Creek, I mean, it's all going to be really time to go down there. So, you know, they sort of transition the next few weeks. We'll get into, you know, really more just straight kind of nymph fishing, which can be just awesome. But that fishing can be fantastic. But this is the time of year that we really still are looking for hatches, you know, looking to fish dry flies down there. So really almost anywhere you could go down there, I would expect that you'd have some pretty good fishing down there in Northern California. And that's pretty much what we're seeing. I can't even tell you how nice of a spring it's been. It's just been absolutely beautiful. It's been, like I said, nice and cool with some warm days mixed in. It's just been awesome. So just wonderful fishing weather, wonderful camping weather. So I encourage you just to get out there and get after it. It's really lots of good fishing to do right now. So it's time to be getting it done. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.